Ever wondered how to spend a unique Christmas in Paris? Hint, it's not just about the Eiffel Tower. Picture this. It's Christmas time and you're in Paris, the city of lights. But instead of doing the usual touristy things like visiting the Louvre or making a beeline for that tall iron thingy in the middle of the city, you're embarking on a festive journey with a twist. Now before we begin, let's clear up a few misconceptions. Paris at Christmas, it's not just berets and baguettes with a side of Yule log, and no, not everyone is walking around with a string of onions around their neck. What's that? You thought those were cliches about the French? Well, my dear friend, you've been watching too many old films. In reality, Paris at Christmas is a blend of tradition and innovation, a city that embraces its past while looking to the future. It's a place where you can find the familiar comfort of Christmas, but with a distinctly French twist. Think of it as Christmas, but with a dash of je ne sais quoi. So what's on the agenda? Well, I'm not going to spill the beans just yet, but let's just say we're going to venture off the beaten path. Forget about the usual stuff. We're not just going to sit around drinking hot chocolate and singing Christmas carols. Instead, we're going to immerse ourselves in some truly unique Parisian experiences. We'll discover festive delicacies that go beyond the typical turkey and stuffing. We'll meet a certain jolly old man who might not be who you think he is. And we'll explore festive markets that offer more than just the usual tinsel and baubles. So, if you're ready for a Christmas adventure that's as far from traditional as a baguette is from a loaf of sliced bread, then you're in the right place. Stick around if you fancy a Christmas experience that's as unique as a snowflake in the Sahara. First on our list, a Christmas meal that'll have your taste buds dancing the can-can. Now picture this. You're nestled in a cozy Parisian bistro, twinkling fairy lights adorning the windows, the air filled with the comforting scent of warm, freshly baked baguettes. The waiter approaches, presenting you with the pièce de résistance of your Christmas meal. Is it a succulent roast turkey, a juicy beef Wellington, or even a whole roasted goose? Oh no, my friends, it's a plate of escargot. Yes, you heard that right, snails, but not just any snails. These are lovingly bathed in a heavenly concoction of garlic, parsley, and butter, then neatly tucked into their shells and baked to perfection. The French have a knack for turning something that might make you squirm into a dish that will leave you yearning for more. But wait, there's more. For those brave enough to venture further into the unique French culinary landscape, how about some foie gras? This rich, buttery, and delicate dish is made from the liver of a duck or goose that has been specially fattened. It's a staple in French Christmas feasts, often served as a starter or a side. Perhaps these dishes seem a bit unconventional to you, but let's remember the French are the maestros of the culinary world. They've gifted us with the likes of croissants, crème brûlée, and coq au vin. So who are we to question their festive food choices? You might be thinking, snails and goose liver for Christmas? Blimey, that's a bit much. But in the spirit of the season, why not embrace the unusual and give it a try? After all, Christmas is a time for joy, celebration, and yes, sometimes a bit of culinary adventure. So, this Christmas, why not take a walk on the wild side? Swap the roast turkey for a plate of escargot or a slice of foie gras. You might find it's a merry little twist that adds a dash of je ne sais quoi to your holiday festivities. Don't knock it till you've tried it. A snail might just become your new Christmas turkey. Who needs Santa when you have Père Noël? We're all familiar with the jolly man in red who delivers gifts to children around the world on Christmas Eve. But let's take a moment to introduce a French counterpart of Santa, the Père Noël. He's also a jolly old man, but trades in the red suit for a long red cloak. And instead of a sleigh, Père Noël gets around on foot, or sometimes a donkey named Guy, which translates to mistletoe. Talk about keeping things eco-friendly. Now let's talk about the presents. While Santa is known for his North Pole workshop filled with elves crafting toys, Père Noël takes a more artisanal approach. He's a bit of a traditionalist, you see, often leaving small gifts like fruits, nuts, and small toys in children's shoes. Yes, you heard it right, shoes. Not stockings hung by the chimney, but shoes left by the fireplace or sometimes outside the front door. It's a bit like the world's most festive shoe sale, if you ask me. The French children also write letters to Père Noël, just like children do to Santa. But there's a twist. In France, it's actually a law that any letter written to Père Noël must receive a response. Can you imagine Santa trying to keep up with that level of customer service? He'd need to hire an entire elfin call center. But let's not forget about the cookies. We all know Santa's partial to a good old-fashioned cookie and a glass of milk. However, Père Noël, being French, has a more refined palate. A simple chocolate chip cookie won't do. No, if you're leaving out a treat for Père Noël, it better be a flaky, buttery croissant, perhaps with a side of brie. So, there you have it. The French have their own version of Santa, and he's every bit as magical, with a dash of French sophistication. Just remember, if you leave out cookies for Père Noël, make sure they're croissants. Ready to sip some vin chaud as you stroll through the most charming Christmas markets in the world? Breathe in deep, folks, because we're about to take a fragrant journey through the Christmas markets of Paris. Imagine a labyrinth of twinkling lights, adorned chalets, and the aroma of roasting chestnuts wafting through the air. These markets are not just a shopping expedition, they're a sensory overload, and we mean that in the best possible way. Now let's chat about the vin chaud, shall we? This is not just any old mulled wine. Oh no, this is a Parisian Christmas tradition. It's a warming concoction of red wine, simmered with spices and a dash of cognac for good measure. It's like Christmas in a cup, only with a French accent and a bit of a kick. Let's paint a picture, shall we? You're wrapped up in your winter woolies, meandering through the market, sipping your vin chaud, and suddenly you're not quite as bothered by the chill in the air. It's like a warm hug from the inside out, a perfect antidote to the winter cold. And the bustling market scene? Well, it's a delightful cacophony of festive cheer. Picture this, a vendor in a Santa hat, selling everything from handcrafted ornaments to artisan cheese, all the while humming jingle bells in French. There's a child, eyes wide with wonder, gazing at a display of intricate wooden toys. And over there, a couple sharing a crepe, powdered sugar dusting their noses as they laugh. Now we can't forget the food. Oh, the food. There are stalls bursting with French delicacies. We're talking gooey raclette cheese, glistening sausages, and let's not forget those irresistible churros generously dusted with sugar and just begging to be dunked in hot chocolate. So whether you're a foodie, a wine lover, or just a fan of all things festive, the Christmas markets of Paris with their vin chaud and infectious cheer are a must-visit. With a cup of vin chaud in your hand, even the grumpiest Grinch will find some Christmas cheer. So, ready to swap your eggnog for escargot and vin chaud? Well, we've certainly had a festive romp through a Parisian Christmas in a rather unorthodox style. Let's take a quick saunter down memory lane, shall we? We kicked things off with a French Christmas twist where we decided to shun the traditional turkey and stuffing for a hearty helping of coquille Saint-Jacques and bûche de Noël. And let's not forget our daring venture into the world of escargot. It might not have been your usual Christmas fare, but you have to admit, it's a Christmas dinner you won't easily forget. Then we met a new festive friend, Père Noël, who swapped the reindeer for a donkey and the North Pole for the heart of France. We also discovered his slightly more mischievous counterpart, Père Fouettard. But hey, nothing says Christmas like a little bit of playful banter, right? We warmed our souls and our fingers with the delightful Christmas markets scattered around the city, sipping on vin chaud while exploring the myriad of trinkets and treasures on offer. And who could forget the decadent smell of roasting chestnuts wafting through the air? But let's not forget the pièce de résistance, the city itself. The Parisian sky, a canvas of twinkling stars with the Eiffel Tower standing tall and proud amidst the city's festive glow. There's nothing quite like a Christmas under the Parisian sky, is there? So there you have it, our whirlwind tour of a Parisian Christmas. It's a little bit quirky, a lot of fun, and absolutely unforgettable. It's a Christmas experience that'll make you want to swap your crackers for croissants. Who knows, after a Christmas in Paris, you might just find yourself saying Joyeux Noël every year. So pack your bags and don't forget to leave some croissants out for Père Noël.